All right, here we go.
Yeah, that's a mouthful. Then we wonder where all the fur comes from on the couch. I can think of two reasons. This is one of them.
Hey everyone, how we doing? Here we go again. And he's just going to sit there and enjoy the brush. Got a cold front that blew through here yesterday. Dipped to 99 degrees for the first time in like 2 months. But we're back up into the hundreds today. Doing my best to spend as much time as possible inside. And now Bite's going to go over to this side.
Way to hang out in a position where people can see Matt's videos in the background. That was really courteous of you. You're becoming a good showman. Aren't you?
How am I? I am fine. How are you? Seems like we don't have Rhonda here yet, so maybe she's working today. So you guys are going to have to pick up and carry the load a little bit more. She usually is about 90% of the conversation when she's here. Yeah, this one's going to have to pick up, and I don't know. He doesn't do that much very much often. He's probably in 5 or 10 minutes. He's going to go back to his room and take a nap with his sister, aren't you? Hello, Ray. Everybody's very quiet today. Hey, Eric, how you doing? Yeah, starting to get a few people in here now. Numbers almost doubled in the last minute, so maybe we'll get some people that got something to talk about here. Good morning, Connie. You make muffins today, banana and blueberry. Is that one muffin that's banana blueberry, or you're going to make banana muffins and blueberry muffins? Eric's uploading a new vlog, so go check it out, everyone. What kind of flowers? Those are the lantana from my backyard. Those are the ones I planted 3 or 4 months ago. They are doing well with the heat. What about the cabinets? Nothing's going on in the cabinets right now. I'm taking a break on that. Okay, two separate muffins. Okay. Because I don't know, banana blueberry might be actually kind of good. If I buy or make my own barbecue chicken? No, I usually buy chicken breasts and then I'll smoke it on the smoker, or I'll just cook it with with some sort of a seasoning or a rub on the grill. No, they aren't hydrangeas. They're lantana is what it's called. I've got some hydrangeas in the yard. They're in the front. They're not doing very well with the heat, though. Eric's doing his editing on his new MacBook, and he's got a gaming chair. That's awesome. Hi, Laura Lee. How are you? Good to see you again. Yeah, we're getting some people in here now. Yeah, that video, I was a little bit disappointed with that one. I don't think that was one of my better videos. But you know what? That's what happens sometimes. I had originally planned to go some other place that was having some sort of an outdoor festival. It was a Hispanic Chamber of Commerce was having some sort of uh, what I would call almost like a swap meet fair kind of thing. And that was what I was planning to go that day. And um, I got there and there was nothing there. There was nobody there, not at all. So I said, okay, well, let's drive by the Mayborn, see if they got any interesting exhibits. And that's what was there. What do I think about the national park flood? You mean in Yellowstone? My understanding is that place is almost completely open again. I've been seeing ads on my Facebook profile saying that 95% of the park is open. So they're inviting people back. So floods are an issue in any kind of a natural area. It's just part of nature. How hot in Texas? I think we're supposed to get up to 101 today, but like I said a little earlier, we had a cold front that came through here yesterday. We dipped down to 99. Laura Lee said hi, bye. What do you think? Okay, that's for you, Laura Lee. That's Bite saying meow to you back. Oh, I don't get it. I don't get down about it. It's just it is what it was. It is what it is. And I mean, even at the time I finished shooting the video and was doing my little outro at the end there, I was kind of ripping on it a little bit. It's like, yeah, I've done about 850 videos, and that's one of them. But whatever. You got to be able to laugh at yourself. In what month do I plan to visit a national park? I guess I probably want to go in the fall or the spring. I don't want it to be too hot. I don't want it to be too cold. And some of those national parks, I mean, they're Yosemite and Yellowstone and those places are really beautiful in the winter, but I'm a wimp when it comes to being cold. And I can deal with the heat here in small doses, but um, I wouldn't want to be out like on a trail hiking around when it's 100 degrees out. It's just a little too much. But what I think I want to do is, I'll take some time off of work at some point, and maybe the way my work schedule works is I'm 3 days on, and they get a 3 day weekend, then I'm 4 days on, get a 4 day weekend. So if I take 3 days off, take that 3 day week off, I get the weekend before and the weekend after it. And so a 3 days off at work winds up to be like 10 days of vacation. So, for a very small amount of burning up vacation time, I could get a 10-day vacation. And that'd be great to go visit a national park. And like I said, seeing as how, the trip to California a few months ago was really kind of eye opening because I really kind of enjoyed the drive. I saw all sorts of great things that you don't see when you fly over it. In fact, I thought during the drive out, it turned out most of the drive was down what they call Route 66. I was probably on Route 66, probably 80% of the trip, and there's all sorts of really cool roadside attractions on the road that you see advertised along the freeway. I stopped at one or two of them, but it might be fun just to get out there and just stop at each one of them, just get out there on the road, see what we see, drive until I find something interesting, and stop and look at it. So that could happen too. Real hot and seems to be really hot everywhere right now. Yeah, that place. I mean, I've been there. I've been to the museum a few times, and it definitely is geared towards kids. It reminds me of something that I really enjoyed as a kid in California. There was something called the Rubin H. Fleet Space Museum, and it had kind of all sorts of little hands-on experiments that kids could play with, and I kind of think that might be, what kind of turned me on to my interest in science, was probably getting to do that. And we went there a bunch of times. It's changed a lot now in the last few years, but um, it was a fun thing to do. Do I have a favorite wrestler like Jordan? No, I never really followed wrestling. Jordan was big into wrestling when he was a kid, because I guess his dad was really into that too, and so it was something they kind of bonded over. What shirt am I wearing? This is my uh, uh, David Omen. I survived the David Omen house shirt. One I got when I went to that house. It's a couple houses down from the Manson murder house. There was another park that was flooded. Huh. Yeah, no, all I've heard about was Yellowstone. How did the skydiving video do? Honestly, I haven't looked at it for a while, but it was a lot of fun. I don't know. Let me see if I can see what kind of, because it's funny. Some of these videos, over time, they kind of become growers, and so they kind of fall off my radar about a week or so after they're done, and so I don't necessarily watch. But let's see if I can figure out how that did. Skydiving, it did average. Got about 500 views. That's a pretty average video for me. Sometimes, I get my big burst of videos like in the first like 24 to 36 hours, and then it kind of just flattens out. But every once in a while, YouTube will start pushing some of my videos, and all of a sudden there'll be like a second spike, and it'll go up again. And you never know which one of the videos that's going to happen. It could happen to anyone. Let's see. There was one that happened to just recently that got. Let's see, which one was it? See, I thought the one where I went and saw the Commodores at the 4th of July would have been one. Yeah, just 11 days ago, I posted one where I showed or talked about a branch that fell out of one of my trees, and that one had just got weirdly pushed by YouTube, and that one's up to 1,200 views, which is really unusual for my videos. I mean, it's not uncalled, it's not uncalled or unheard of. It's happened a bunch of times, but most of my videos hover in the 5 to 700 view range. Yeah, and the JFK videos, they're I think my number one, my number two, and like number fourth most popular videos. That was one that Jordan recommended I do. He said, "Yeah, you got to go up and film the Texas Book Depository." And I'm glad I did. That was a good video series. Because I mean, I learned so much just reading the official report. I've kind of vowed that I would never comment on any of the comments in those videos, because I basically at the end of the third video said, I know this is one version of what happened. There's a lot of alternative theories out there, and feel free to argue them here, but I don't really want to argue with it, because I don't understand. I don't know the issue well enough. I haven't studied it that well to be able to say what definitively happened. I don't know if we'll ever know what really happened, but it was kind of fun going there and retracing the steps and going into the Oswald jail cell and kind of retelling the story, at least the official version of the story. I don't know what the truth is, but that was a fun video. I'm glad I did that one. Yeah, Anne Heche. Yeah, I know. I was a fan of hers. She was in a number of movies that I kind of like. I don't know. I guess probably when I was younger, when she was kind of in her heyday, I kind of had a crush on her. She's cute. I hope she recovers. She's in bad shape, though, I hear. You don't think you'd be able to do skydiving because you're scared of heights? Yeah. Skydiving is probably not the kind of thing that you want to do if you're afraid of heights. Yeah, I think I saw that one too. I always think of her in Volcano. I thought she was pretty good in that. The JFK video was fun just because it was one of those videos that just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I had hoped that I'd be able to, maybe go down and see the hall where the assassination had been. I never dreamt for a second I'd end up in a jail cell. And I mean, I think the thing that kind of blew me away really was, drove home, how close all that stuff it was to each other. Because, it was only, it was only a few miles from the Texas Book Depository to the boarding house. And then it was just a couple of miles from where he lived to where he was captured. And so it was entirely possible, I thought, that he could have done it. Yeah, that may have been what's going on with Anne Heche. I don't know. I haven't heard anything about that, but my understanding is she like crashed into a house or something and then took off and crashed into a garage and then her car caught on fire, burned the house to the ground. Hello, Spike. Yeah, that's definitely consistent as somebody who's drinking and driving. Yeah, I'm hoping that's not what happened, but I don't know. It looks like it could be. I haven't heard anything official though, so we got a request for belly rub. Do you want a belly rub? I'll take that as a yes. My kitty cat, he's white on the bottom and black on the back. Okay, TMZ had a picture of the car, looked like a bottle of vodka. I haven't seen that much of it, but if that's the case, then that's what we're dealing with. Hello, Bill. What's the temp in the area? It's supposed to be like 101 today. We had a cool front that came through yesterday. It was 99. Oh, we're back up. Maybe some rain coming later in the week. I hope so. Yeah, he always looks like a mini cow. He's as big as a mini cow, also, aren't you? Yes, you are. You're a big cat. And I'm sure it's the fact that I'm feeding you kitty treats has nothing to do with it. That may be the end of that. What's up with Anne Heche? I don't know. We'll see. They're saying, John was saying she was in TMZ. Let me see if I can find something that. I'm looking at one picture right now, but I don't see a bottle of vodka. Unless that's what, no, I think that's just water. I'm looking at one picture right now, but I don't see a bottle of vodka. Unless that's what, no, I think that's just water. Not a terribly flattering picture of her, though. Let's see if I can find something else here. There's the car. No, I don't see anything there. Let's see. New video shows her speeding earlier. Let's see here. One of the things is always figuring out which video you want to look at, because there's always like 1,000 videos on these things, and a lot of them are just advertising. Yeah, it doesn't seem to. I can't seem to find that right now, but uh, I did see an article that says that TMZ said they had footage of her speeding. So doorbell footage. Okay, yeah, that's actually turning out to be a good news thing, because those doorbell cameras catch a lot. Half an inch of rain in Minnesota yesterday. Yeah, we're way below. They're saying, I've been reading, been kind of following up on the lake and its water level. It's like 15 feet down now, they're saying, and they said they need what 12 to 15 inches of rain in order to replenish the lake again. So that's going to take some time. But hopefully we're supposed to maybe get some rain Wednesday and Thursday this week. I hope we do, and hopefully it'll be a good one, because I think I mentioned this last week. Summer is our wet season. You know, that's one of the reasons I kind of enjoy it here in Texas in the summer, because you never know. A storm can pop up in 1 or 2 days and that nobody saw coming, and all of a sudden you get in this massive storm that's pounding you. We haven't had any rain now, I think, in probably 2 months, or at least not any significant rain. But we'll see what happens. The funny thing about these storms, there was a little maybe hint yesterday morning that maybe there was a storm coming in by the middle of the week. Now they're saying 30 or 40% chance. It could be up to 90% chance of rain on Wednesday when it's supposed to hit, and nothing happens. So who knows? We'll see. Yeah. We do have a watering ban now here in effect. It's not a total ban, but we're getting rationed. We can only water our lawns a couple times a week. So a lot of brown lawns right now. You took footage of rain yesterday and thought of me and Flash. All right. Well, Flash. I don't think Flash has seen any rain since she's been here. The peppers, some of them are doing okay, some of them not so much. I've kind of cut back on the watering a little bit, and I think they're reacting to that. You recall I put that little valve between them that I can shut off the water to one side while leaving the other side on. And like I said, I think I'm watering the okra and the tomatoes every day, but the jalapenos I'm giving, every 2 or 3 days. I'm kind of waiting, because with being as hot as it is right now, uh, if you wait too long between watering sessions, they kind of wilt a little bit. So How's mom? Mom is doing good. Let's see what the message is here. Asking how Flash is doing. She said the last couple of days have been really overcast because it's been hot there too. So being overcast made it nice and cool. And she says it reminds her of Southern California. So she's been loving that. Um, have several fires that are getting around pretty well. Lots of fuel. They're testing every week for COVID because they got a whole bunch of cases up there. Apparently, Beth's family went to Alaska recently, and they stopped by to visit my mom on the way through. So I guess John and Marge both got that's Beth's parents both got COVID after they boarded the ship. Didn't get to do much sightseeing. That sucks. Going on a cruise to Alaska and then getting COVID and having to stay in the whole time. I didn't get any of that because Beth's been posting pictures on her Facebook page left and right of the trip, and I didn't realize that John and Marge had gotten COVID. So yeah, that's the latest on mom. She's doing good. She's enjoying the overcast weather. Some reason the water just tastes really good today. Oh, not water, vodka. Vodka. It's vodka. Gotta keep up the appearances. Like the T-shirt? Thanks. Yeah, that's my. I survived the David Omen house. I guess they did a documentary because David Omen believes his house is haunted, and so they did a documentary on the so-called paranormal activity that's happened in that house. And Haish's favorite drink. Yeah, I know. Too soon. Too soon. What's my favorite restaurant out there? Honestly, I don't do restaurants a lot, but I've vlogged some of them. I think I like the what was the place called? It was that hamburger place that had that crazy mural. Jordan went there with me when he was here last. That place is pretty good, and Hellberg's barbecue is pretty good. Um, but I don't go out and eat a whole lot, so you know, when I do go out and do restaurant vlogs, that's what it's more about the vlog than going out to eat because I just prefer to cook at home. Would I go back to the Omen House? Yeah, I mean, I would. I've been there a couple times. It started out, Jordan was doing a tour with his friend over at Dearly Departed. Dearly Departed does their what graveyard tour thing, or used to do that. They guess they don't anymore because that place is closed down. But that was the first time we went there. We were actually driving around, and the guy who was running the tour said, "Oh yeah, I know the guy that lives up in the house there. He claims his house is haunted." We actually just stopped by and dropped in there, and the guy let us all in. And then we went back and did a live stream from there, and that was kind of fun too. Went up to the gates of the Polanski house. I've never been one that if there is anything paranormal going on that I'm sensitive to it. And the truth is, everything I saw there, I could explain other ways. So I don't know. I'm not going to say he's not that he's lying or anything, but I just I didn't see anything. I mean, one of the biggest things that he was talking about was that the creeks and stuff like that in the house. Well, he's got a house that's on stilts on the side of a hill, and we were there in the early evening, so it's possible that as things are cooling down for the night, things are creaking a little bit for that how like that. Houses creak all the time. Plus the fact he's in the hills, and those hills are seismically active. Who knows if earthquakes are happening there, micro little earthquakes that maybe nobody knows about. I don't know if he ever looks at any of the earthquake charts and see if that conforms to what he sees as paranormal activity. But the skeptic in me would question anything, not just say, "Oh man, that was a ghost." I like to be able to explain my world, and ghosts don't fit into that very well. But you are right; he is a very entertaining character. Also, when we did that live stream, he had this little device that I guess was listening for electromagnetic waves. Listening to that, and you could detect electromagnetic activity in the area. And I mean, he had all these electronic dimmers in the house, and I mean those things cause all sorts of radio frequency noise. In fact, during the live stream, I was turning lights out to see if the noise would change, and it did in some cases. So that just tells me that all he's doing is picking up the EM activity in his house from all of his rheostats, and they weren't all rheostats, but they were electronic dimmers. Yeah, yeah, I remember that too. That they said he bought it in the '70s, and the family built the house. I mean, they didn't build it themselves, but they had it built. I mean, it's a really nice house. It's got three layers to it, three levels to it. But I always get leery with those houses that are built on stilts because I think you're one earthquake or one landslide away from riding your house down the side of the hill. And even if you drive it like 100 feet into the mountainside, who knows? It's interesting that they bought it in the '70s and '80s, right after the Manson murders. Yeah, I would bet you the land around that house was probably pretty cheap at the time. People just didn't want anything to do with that. Where Bite and Nibble? We haven't seen Nibble today. Bite was here at the beginning of the video, but oh, there he is. He's right there. He heard his name. On one of his videos, you thought you saw marijuana plants. I don't remember seeing any marijuana plants in there. I didn't hear about a threat against George Bush's life. You like the DC comic convention, huh? That's cool. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't sure what I was getting into. I guess I kind of knew it was that it was geared for kids because that's sort of the Mayborn Museum. It's really kind of a big part of that is geared for kids. Now they have a serious part too, and there was a lot of there's a lot of good stuff in there, and I did a tour of that 2 years ago. So if you're interested in seeing kind of the serious end of the museum, it is there. There's some great stuff in there. But one whole section of it is definitely geared towards the kids. I think they were outside, huh? That's interesting. I didn't hear that. Oh, Bite would always love some treats, but he's not going to get any treats unless he comes up and gets on camera. Are you, Bite? No, no treats for kitties that don't come up and mug for the camera. It's going to be more than you just sitting down there on the floor and looking cute, trying to look pitiful and hungry. That's right, I'm shaming my cat. Well, if he comes up, he comes up. No, I don't ever want to have anything to do with Disneyland again. I'm over it. When you've ridden every ride, multiple times, like, okay, I've been there, done that. I'm not Adam the Woo. Oh man, you're going back to school already? What a drag. It when I was a kid, we didn't get back to school until, mid-September. Off kind of the middle of June and then started middle of September. Okay, I get that. I get that now. The cat didn't like the cow reference. Yeah, you don't think you're a cow, huh? You look like a cow and you're big like a cow. Yes, you are. Cow shaming my cat. Okay, well, turn it back here. When he just sits there, it just looks like I'm staring at a photo. Oh, you have a new iPad. Okay, that explains. Yeah, whenever I read a line like that, it sounds like what Cartman says on South Park. I'm not fat, I'm big boned. That's a good question. Would I go visit a planet if I were asked to go? Yes, absolutely. I'd love to see the solar system. I'd love to visit the moon. I'd love to go to Mars. I'd love to see Jupiter in person. I mean, you can't go to Jupiter, but you know, here's a great cat joke. What do you call a group of cats? A meowton. You're working on a pegboard wall. That's cool. Am I going to make a homemade salsa? You know, that's one of the things I always keep homemade salsa produced. I've still got a few more jars that I've made. You know, what I do is I make like a big pot of it and then put it into little jars and then put the jars in the freezer. And so once they're all done, then I'll make more. When I go back and make that salsa recipe all the time. I've kind of perfected it now and turned it into my own. It was a recipe submitted by one of the viewers, and you know, it wasn't that great of a recipe initially, but it was the first thing I'd ever produced that I thought had potential, and I was able to modify it just basically by increasing the entire, you know, the numbers of ingredients I put in there. You know, it was calling for serrano chilies, and I was replacing it with jalapenos, and you know, I'd say put two in there, and I'd put 10 in there, and stuff like that. But I basically turned that into a salsa recipe that I really like, and I go back to that all the time. Have I done any more of the? Well, I'm still kind of sorting things a little bit in the in the drawer that I put them in. You may recall that I initially put them in the cat room, and about a week later, I said, no, you know what? I want to put these in the guest bedroom, and so that's where they are right now. And I also have my dad's computer in there because my dad's computer has that family tree program that has all the genealogy stuff. So, you know, that's where that is. But like I said, I'm still kind of messing around with it a little bit. I'm thinking I may end up putting all that Eagle stuff that I showed you, um, you know, in there at some point too. Because what I did is I separated the drawers. It was photos that I took are on the bottom. Photos of kind of my immediate family, my mom, my dad, my sister, myself, and my sister's family. You know, that's in one of the drawers. And then it's my mom's parents and her family in one drawer, and my dad's parents and his family in another drawer. So I'm thinking, you know, maybe, like I said, the Eagle stuff may end up in the drawer of my photos. But I think it's a good repurposing for that dresser, and you know, it's better than throwing it away, right? Yeah, I know. It's how you guys are having to pick up the slack here today. Rhonda's not here. I'm guessing she's probably working today. Sometimes she stops in on her break, so we may still see her. And it wouldn't surprise me if Charlotte and Logan and Daddy are watching. Did I see the Beavis and Butthead reboot on Paramount Plus? No, I think I want to see. I do want to see Beavis and Butthead do the universe because that looks like that could be funny. I'm not really on any of the streaming services except for Netflix, and you know, I wish there was like one place you could go for everything, not have to subscribe to this company and that company, the other company, and doing that. But I think if there is one that I would consider subscribing to, it would be Paramount Plus, just because, you know, I'm a huge Star Trek fan, and all the Star Treks are on there, and plus the fact a lot of the movies I like are Paramount movies anyway. So you know, maybe be worth a look there. I don't know. I have to see what's on that particular service, but you know, there's a whole bunch of them I'm not really interested in. I think the last thing I really watched on Netflix was Kai, but I still, go in and watch the, Star Trek episodes that are still on there. But there's only a couple of the series anymore that are on there. I think you can watch Deep Space Nine, and I think you can watch The Next Generation. But Voyager's not there. Star Trek Enterprise isn't there, and I'm not really interested in some of the ones that have come since then. They got one I think called Star Trek Discovery now. They got an animated thing called Star Trek: The Lower Decks. I'm not really into any of that. Hello, Dave and Terry. Good to see you again. Yeah, but one of the things that annoys me about free streaming services is the commercials. I mean, it's funny. Somebody who profits doing this channel for on commercial activity, I can't stand commercials. I try and skip through them at all. Have I seen all the Star Trek movies? Yeah, there's only a few of them I like though. I like in terms of the original series movies. I didn't like the first one. I thought it was long and boring. That was just called what was Star Trek. Star Trek: The Motion Picture, I think is what they called it. And it was a long, boring, drawn out movie that had a really disappointing ending. I did like number two, Wrath of Khan is the best of the original series movies. I liked three and four, the Search for Spock and the Save the Whales one. After that, I think they kind of went downhill. And while I saw them in the theater, just didn't get into them and never bought them on DVD or Blu-ray. Now, when it comes to the Next Generation, I've got basically, I think there were I think there's four movies of the Next Generation because there's the Star Trek Generations, which is when Picard and Kirk try and battle an enemy together, and then there was First Contact, which is my favorite of all of them, and Insurrection, which some people don't like, but I think it's all right, and then Nemesis, which I don't know, I'm not really into that. It had potential, but wasn't good. And then there's the reboots, and some of those are good. The first reboot was good. The second one started out good, but I think it died when it tried to reproduce the Spock death scene in Wrath of Khan. I think that just got painful. It's like, oh no, they're not doing this. They're not really going to do this. Oh man, they're actually doing this. And the third one I thought was pretty good. And we'll see what the fourth one looks like. I like the original series too, but I don't go back to that very much. And I think I still can get that on Netflix also. I was a huge fan of that when it was on, but I think when Next Generation came on, the effects just seemed really hokey in the '60s version. While we're on the subject of Star Trek, rest in peace, Nichelle Nichols. I remember reading once when I was reading about that how Martin Luther King was so proud of Nichelle for being on that and for being such a positive influence of Black people in those days. And I can only imagine the pride she must have been felt having him correspond with her directly and tell her he was proud of her. Can you imagine? You only prefer the original Star Trek. Yeah, I get it. There's some. I mean, I'm kind of the same way on some things. The original is always better than any kind of a remake or even sequels generally. How many of the four Jaws films did I like? There's only one I have in my collection. That's the original. I think I saw them all, but I only have the first one. another one of those cases where, um, the original's better and everything else, the original's the best and everything else just kind of sucks in comparison. Yeah, you love the original series. Yeah, I get it. I mean, sometimes I look at William Shatner, and he's kind of, I don't know, he's not that great of an actor. He's, I think, sometimes a little overly melodramatic. I like Picard better as a Star Trek captain. It's funny though, with the passing of Michelle this past week. I think I've seen more written about her in the week following her death than there was in the week following Leonard Nimoy's death. I mean, I think he had a pretty big role in that series too. 'Cause I think Michelle was always kind of, while she was kind of a primary, was kind of a secondary character in the in the in the series. Because I think the primary characters you would have to be, Kirk, Spock, Scotty, and probably Bones. Because then you had your Sulus and your Chekhovs, and they're kind of the second the Uhura's, and they're kind of the secondary characters. They're not as big a part of the show as those four are. I mean, it almost can't be a Star Trek episode if it doesn't have Kirk, Spock, Bones, and Scotty. I don't know, just my opinion. But we've lost so many of the originals now. Because Spock's gone, um, Scotty's gone, Michelle's gone, Bones is gone, and the nurse who was actually Roddenberry's wife was gone. She was a lot of people don't know this, but the nurse, the blonde nurse in the original series was Loaxana Troy, Deanna Troy's mom on Next Generation. She was also the voice of the computer on that, and I think probably uh, Deep Space Nine also. Yeah, well, I mean, I kind of look at this vlog as, I'm doing this vlog. It's actually being the traditional definition of what a vlog is, which is it's a video log. It's me. It's a journal of my life, what's going on, and it's fun to go back and revisit some of the things. And I'm hoping at some point that somebody will value going back and watching these at some point. Hello, Gene. How are you? Mom's doing good. Weather has kind of been nice for the last couple of days, so she's enjoying that. Majel Barrett. Yeah, sorry, I forget her name sometimes. That was Roddenberry's wife. Yeah, it's amazing that Shatner is still acting at 91. All right, we drove everyone away with the Star Trek talk. So Winnipeg has a haunted jail. Oh, I would bet you there's a lot of jails. I think when I visited Alcatraz a number of years ago, I think that place is supposedly haunted too. I've been seeing on my Facebook profile that they're saying that the Dr. Pepper Museum that I visited a couple of times is also haunted. They're offering haunted tours at night. Unfortunately, it's on Saturday night, so on Friday and Saturday night, so I can't do it because I'm working. But the Winchester Mystery House, Jordan and I did a vlog of that. He wasn't allowed to film inside though, so I haven't heard anything about the bats lately. I'm kind of keeping my eye out for news, but the truth is, there's a law in place that says they're going to have to do something with those bats. They can't just kill them. I almost kind of wish somebody would buy that building, shore it up, and turn it into something that's a little bit more geared to to their something that could sustain them and keep them going for a while. Yeah, I hear your new little your house guest is a little feisty, a little nippy, huh? Doing a little bitey. If they rename him Bite, except for the fact that name's taken. He seems like a good doggy though. He's just excited to have a new home. And babies, baby dogs like that, because he's less than a year, right, Jeff? 6 months, a year old. He looks very young. Nipper, yeah, there you go. Jeff posted pictures on his Facebook profile a few days ago. I guess he got bit a little bit. Dog gets excited and gets a little too excited. And how many days will I be working at Silo of Screams this year? Probably half the days. I told him last year that I can't do any more of these Fridays, Saturdays. It'll just have to be Saturday nights. And this year, I also kind of want to have Halloween day off or Halloween off itself because I want to try Halloween here. Last year, Halloween was on a weekend for me, so didn't have to go directly from work to Silo of Screams, and I actually got to see kind of what Halloween is like here a little bit. And I want to try that. I want to participate in that and see if we can have some fun with that. How's the pool and the pool cleaner? The one advantage of having it be 100+ degrees every day for 2 straight months is the pool water is nice and warm. It's like 88 degrees in there right now, and the pool cleaner is still doing a good job. It's still working. So my patch worked. What happened to the cabinets? They didn't deliver them. I canceled the order after they were 2.5 months late, and at this point, nothing's happened since. I'm just I need a break from that for a while. That was just really stressful. I probably won't vlog Halloween night because that would be kind of providing a little bit more information about where I live than I want. There's also kind of some implications to videotaping or video recording kids. So I got to be careful of that. Okay, so Jeff's eating now. He's got lousy reception, so he may not be able to see a whole lot from what we're posting, but we can see him, and hopefully when he's done eating, he'll check in and say hello. We got another hour to go yet, so we're good. You gonna come up and visit, or just gonna walk around, Bite? Come on up and let us see you. Come on, buddy. See if we can coax him up on the couch. Come on, you know you wanna. Okay, well, whatever. Yeah, I'm a little leery about walking around the neighborhood. Like I said, I want to kind of keep the exact location of where I live uh, private. And if I were to walk around the neighborhood, that might give clues if I accidentally, post a street sign or something like that. So I want to kind of keep it a little bit quiet. Hello, Linda. How are you? How's the garden? The garden's doing oh well. The tomato plants are all about 6 feet tall. The okra is taller than I am now, and it's producing fruit, every day. Well, it's not a fruit, I guess. I guess it's technically a vegetable. It's producing okra every day. I got a big Ziploc bag full of okra. In fact, I think I'm halfway thinking I found a gumbo recipe for the Instant Pot that uses okra. And so I'm halfway thinking about doing that for the vlog today. Cooking vlogs are kind of common things to do on Sundays because I spend a good half of the day doing the live stream. And so it's nice it's nice that I can, find something that is relatively quick and easy, doesn't require any traveling, which, extends the length of how long, it is that that it takes to shoot a vlog and stuff like that. It's just something I could do here, run up to the grocery store, get the supplies, come back to a cooking vlog. They're easy to do on a half day. So may do that today. Like I said, the recipe looked pretty good. And it was an Instant Pot thing. So September 17th is your YouTube anniversary. It's not your first YouTube anniversary, though. You've been on longer than that. How many years has it been, Eric? Suddenly got quiet in here. The Bite's back. I guess we can focus on that a little bit, even though he's kind of hiding behind me a little bit. Since 2017. Okay, so you've been vlogging longer than I have. I figured as much. That's 5 years. That's pretty amazing. Doesn't usually walk across the back like that. Yeah, I see Bite too. Bite sees the kitty treats. So we'll see what happens there. YouTube buffered, so okay. You had a rabbit take all your tomatoes. Yeah, I'm surprised. I haven't gotten any tomatoes yet off of my my plant. They're growing, they're flowering, but no tomatoes yet. So I don't know. We'll see if something happens. I hope I didn't just grow big tall plants. Do I ever find that when I go to the store, I can't find ingredients on the shelf? Yeah, that's happening here too. I sometimes have to go to different places to try and find things. That might be an issue too, because there's some kind of unusual ingredients in this gumbo that I was looking at. The lid's open. Got to get it down there so you can smell it. The funny thing is the mouth of the jar is smaller than usual, so he can't get his head in there very well. So the further the treats go down in the jar, the harder it is for him to get them. So he's going to have to start being nice to me because before long he's not going to be able to get them, or he's going to get his head stuck in there, which would actually kind of be funny, wouldn't it? Your big fat head. Okay, that's enough. Eat too much, your head will get bigger. Your head's big enough. Well, you have 1,000 subscribers yet, Eric? I don't recall. I think it's a I don't remember what the watch hours is. But I know it's 1,000 subscribers and something like that, and then you can monetize. Nibble hasn't been seen recently. Yeah, she's okay. She's just doing her thing. Here, let's go mobile. We'll go see Nibble. Hang on a second. Disconnect everything here. I got all sorts of things plugged into the computer here, but the beauty is once I disconnect, I can go mobile here. And let's go look at Nibble here. Okay, here we go. Going mobile here. So Nibble is, yep, there's Nibble right there, just chilling on her bed here. This is the place that she kind of likes to hang out. That's where she is most of the time. Sometimes she'll go in the little box here. In fact, a couple weeks ago, one of the video for the live stream, or the thumbnail image of the live stream was with her in there. And then sometimes during the day, she likes to sit out here and look out the window too. But yeah, there's Nibble right there. Let's see how close she'll let us get here before she totally freaks out. So yeah, Nibble's fine. She's just chilling. She's out and about. I think at night she goes out and sleeps on the couch. But yep, there's your Nibble view for the day. All right, back down. Let's get everything plugged in here. Mouse. Power supply. Cell phone. All right, we are connected here. So let's see, what do we got here? 1,235 subscribers, 4,000 watch hours to monetization. Okay. So yeah, it looks like you're ready to go. So did they up the number of subscribers to monetize? Because it was 1,000 when I did it. I think Jeff is monetized too, and he's just over 1,000. Let's see here. Yeah, I gotta find it here. Cooking with the Kid. There it is. Yeah, see, he's a little over 1,000 subscribers, and he's monetized, I believe. I know he was pushing for that. I don't know how many view hours, because like I said, it's two things. It's a number of subscribers, and I don't think it's 4,000 views. I think it's a certain number of hours of view. If it was just 4,000 views, you could get one video that has 4,000 views. I got 15 or 20 videos that have more views than that. So I don't know. I know it was Jordan that pushed me over the limit to monetization. I told him one day that, yeah, I'm within like 30 of hitting 1,000 viewers or 1,000 subscribers, and he says, "Hang on a minute." And he went on and did a live stream. He says, "Breck needs your help," and by the end of the live stream, I'd pushed past 1,000 subscribers and was halfway to 2,000 subscribers, and I think within 48 hours, I was over 2,000 subscribers. So he more than doubled my subscribers in 48 hours. Sorry, when I was walking around and pulled the shoelaces out. So okay, so it is still 1,000 to monetize. Yeah, that's what I thought. I didn't think that they would have changed that. I mean, why would YouTube want to decrease revenue by saying, yeah, we're going to make it more difficult for us to make money? If anything, they'd be taking it down. Yeah, it might be 4,000 hours. I don't remember what the number was. It was a long time ago. I thought it was 10,000, but maybe it is 4,000. Yeah, Jordan has always been a great supporter of this channel. This channel wouldn't exist if it wasn't for him. Took a lot of pushing and prodding from him to get me to actually do this. Yes, that's true. Most of my subscribers came from him. I wish I could be as much of an influence on his channel as he's been on mine. Tell the five of you that discovered me by looking around YouTube rather than through him, is to go look at him and check out his channel, subscribe to him. He wouldn't even notice that. 1,000 of his subscribers come to me, and that's the best day ever for me. But that's okay. Well, and you guys keep coming back, and that means a lot. Yeah, I got to see all sorts of cool things going with Jordan to his vlogs too. It was fun to watch him shoot him, and I mean, I learned how to do it by watching him do it. Because I would usually be the chauffeur on things that we had to travel to. And he'd be sitting there tapping away on his phone, doing research on whatever subject it was we were going to do that day. At one point, invariably he'd be researching and he'd start busting out laughing. I say, okay, well, I know that's going to end up in the vlog. Yeah, most of you came to me through Jordan. Yeah, it's a little bit more complicated to get together and do a road trip now because we live so far apart. But oh, Tracy's got to check out. Good seeing you, Tracy. Thanks for stopping in. I mean, I'm grateful for Jordan to lead, leading you to me, but I'm grateful to you guys too for continuously coming back. I mean, Jordan can say, "Hey, yeah, go check this guy out." But if you go out and check him and you don't like him and don't come back, then that's a different. That doesn't really mean anything. But the fact that you keep coming back and it's the same names every week on the list here. You know, I think if Rhonda was here right now, she'd be saying, "Yeah, we're family," and that's really what it is. Oh yeah, Jaw's a cutie. Yeah, I might. It'll depend on whether he vlogs it. He might vlog it, and if he does, I probably won't try and reinvent the wheel. But I am looking forward to that. I read Gene's comment, and now I got the song "We Are Family." I got all my sisters with me. I got that going through my head. It's quiet in here again. I can vlog half, Jordan can vlog half. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I probably won't try and smuggle the main vlogging camera in there. If I shoot any footage in there, it'll be on the cell phone. Came to me through Jordan, but for some reason you haven't checked in on Jordan in a while. Yada. I mean, he's still doing great stuff. He's at a point right now where he's supporting himself entirely with that, with the vlogging, and he just basically has the freedom to go around and do anything that seems even remotely interesting to him. That's a really great life. He's become Hugh Hauser. Hugh Hauser on the internet. Where did Bite go? I think he went back to his room when we went back to see Nibble. I saw him in there when we were usually if we're sitting around here, he'll come out and you know be affectionate and friendly. But the second somebody stands up and walks around, all of a sudden they're back in their room. They're just weird that way. Well, and I think Jordan understands that not everybody's going to be interested in everything that he does. But what makes Jordan's vlogs interesting is that the subjects he tackles are things that he's interested in. So if he's interested in it, his enthusiasm comes in on the videos, and you can tell that he just loves doing what he's doing by watching his videos. He has a blast doing those. I don't see him stopping anytime soon. I mean, it's the same with me. You may not be interested in everything I'm doing either, but the fact that you stop in and watch, and a lot of you do watch all of them. But wrestling's been a big thing for Jordan for a long time. I mean, he's done all sorts of wrestling vlogs. Yeah, Boy Scouts was a great experience for me. What's the highest paycheck I've ever made? I well, the video that I've got that's made me the most money is that video where I retrace Oswald's steps after the assassination of JFK, and I've made more than $100 on that video. Right now, total in the 3 years or 3+ years that I've been doing this, I'm kind of creeping close to about $10,000 total. Not really a whole lot when you say it's $10,000 over 3 years, but you know what? It's enough that it kind of helps support the adventures. I get maybe $5 or $10 a video, depending on how many people watch them. I mean, $10,000 sounds like a lot of money, but you got to produce 850 videos and 2 hour long live streams that have to be shot and edited and uploaded, and planned for, and in some cases driven to. I'm definitely not supporting myself. If this were a business venture, I'd be losing. But I've said before, the money isn't really what this is about. I kind of enjoy doing it, and it's good therapy to get out there and just talk. Yeah, I think you might be right about the leadership skills in the Boy Scouts. You know, the it was funny because I used to go to summer camp every year, and and every night at summer camp, on Boy Scout summer camp, there'd be a campfire that we have, and there'd be entertaining, and the theme was was Indians. We were the tribe of Talkwits, it was Camp Talkwits up in the mountains, and the place was called Camp Talkwits, and it was based on an Indian tribe, I guess, that lived in the area. There may have lived in the area. I don't know the whole story behind it, but there was always Indian dancing. People dressed up in authentic Indian costumes that would do that, and Indian music and entertainment and stuff like that. Well, on the last night, they would always on the last campfire before we went home, they'd always have kind of an awards ceremony kind of thing, and I always looked forward to it because they announced if anyone had achieved the next rank as a result of their trip in to the camp, because one of the things you did, there were opportunities to learn different merit badges there, and so you get a whole bunch of merit badges done at camp, and sometimes that merit badge would be the one you need to move to the next rank, and so if anyone progressed to the next rank, they they got recognized in it. And I always thought the kind of the finale, the peak of the whole thing was they announced if anybody actually had achieved the rank of Eagle during their trip there at that time. And it didn't happen every year, but sometimes it did, and it was always kind of, okay, did somebody make Eagle this year? And one year, completely unbeknownst to me, the Scoutmasters arranged it so that I technically made my eagle, and I was the one that got to go up there and be recognized, and that was really a big thrill. That was the summer that they actually divided our scout troop. Our scout troop was a relatively large troop by comparison. So that year, what they did is they divided into the two groups. The more advanced scouts went to one of the campsites, and then the younger ones went to the other campsite. And I got to be the senior patrol leader of the younger scouts at the camp, and that was the year I made my eagle. So that was kind of fun. That was a fun memory. Yeah, you're right. And like I said, the money isn't what this is about. It's fun to do it. It's fun to look at that and say, yeah, I made $10,000 doing that. But um, it's I get maybe $200 a month, and that's mostly from advertising, and I got a few Patreons, and they're pretty regular. I'm not. You look at the end of my videos, for instance. I'm not out there saying, "Hey, I got a Patreon account. I got a PayPal account. Go check them out. Send me money." It's not. That's There's people that do that, and that kind of turns me off a little bit. So whatever. You don't mind the Elvis stuff, but Jordan seems to know every wrestler for the last 20 years. Oh yeah, he was huge into that. I mean, I remember when I visited his apartment in LA, he had like wrestlers figures, real like action figures on his wall on a shelf there. Was I nervous? Yeah, yeah. At that point, I wasn't doing a vlog then. That was 40 years ago, and so yeah, I was still kind of very nervous about doing that. No, the Boy Scouts, I think, have largely been destroyed. It's a shame because we're taking away things that are positive influences in young boys' lives, and I had a lot of great times in Boy Scouts, and I regret that kids today don't get that opportunity. Because I had so much fun. I no doubt got my love of nature from Boy Scouts. Going out and camping out and stuff like that. I love doing that. It's funny. Hang on a second. I want to show you something because I found something a couple days ago that probably should have worked its way into the Boy Scout blog. But I'll show you. Hang on a second. Be right back. Okay, we're back. All right. So when I was digging out my dresser a while back, I had one drawer, like I mentioned, that had all my Boy Scout stuff in it. And this was one of the things that was in there. Now, I looked at this originally. I said, okay, that was one of the little plastic cases that the reeds for my clarinet used to come in. And, because I used to play the clarinet when I was a kid. But I opened it up, and actually, there was a bunch of Boy Scout stuff in here. I found my original Arrow of Light pin. That's a pin that you get when you kind of graduate from Weeblos and Cub Scouts and go into the Boy Scouts. So You know, you have a patch that goes on your uniform or that, but that's the actual pin that I got. And I found that. And let's see, these are all kind of connected here. So I'm going to kind of get them all together. So I can show them in the right order here. So when you're in Weeblos, you have a little thing or a little ribbon that goes on your sleeve. In fact, I'll show you. I showed it in the video. Let's see, where is it? I gotta put some of that stuff away yet. So. I'm still kind of organizing this. this little tassel thing where your skill awards go on. And they have like little year pins. And we also in the Boy Scouts have year pins. And I found a couple of my year pins. So that was that one right there. That's my first year pin. And so that's kind of cool. And this one here is my 3-year pin. I don't know what happened to the 2 or the pins that came after that. And also, every time you advanced in rank, you, in addition to getting the badge itself, you'd get a little pin. And I think that's first class. I think I don't know. I don't remember. Maybe we can get it close enough that we can see it in the camera. Yeah, I don't see it in the camera, but that was a pin. I think that's first class, and that was kind of cool. And then this is the one I got when I got my star rank, which was very cool. And then, of course, this one was when I hit the rank of life, which is a step right before Eagle. So, like I said, it was just in this little box that I had, and I said, "Oh man, that's kind of fun." Something fell out here. I want to make sure this is something important. I thought there was something. Yeah, there it is. Put that back in there. Not sure what that is, but don't want to lose it. I just dropped one of my ear pins. Okay, well, I'll have to go dig for that after the live stream here. I think it went under the sofa. But, you know, kind of fun stuff. Catch up here. I've been talking so much, I haven't been reading. Okay, Eric likes the Boy Scout videos. Yeah, that was a fun one. Yeah, I agree with you, Connie. The Boy Scouts offered so much, and it's a shame they basically had to be destroyed. But that's kind of the world we're in right now. Can't have something that's just for boys. That's exclusionary. So we got to let girls into the Boy Scouts. Yeah, I think my sister was in the Girl Scouts too, or Brownies or something like that. And I don't know. I don't think she got as much out of it as I did in the Boy Scouts. At that point, she had kind of other interests. Yeah, I can't argue with that, Suzanne. Susan, not Suzanne. Sorry. call it a senior moment. Well, that's what they're doing right now is they're calling it the Scouts. Yeah, yeah, you have your Brownie and Girl Scout uniforms. Yeah, I mean, I think they both have something to offer. Is there an alumni Boy Scout group? I don't know. I haven't really looked into it that much. I remember a friend of mine when I was over at the CD factory um, was really heavily into the Boy Scouts because I think he was like a Boy Scout leader or something like that. So when we got talking to it, when we got talking to about it one time, he was actually surprised to find out that I was an Eagle Scout. Yeah, I don't fit in those pants or the shirt. In fact, I tried putting the shirt on when I was in the process of shooting the video. And it's like, oh yeah, man, I'm definitely a little bit plumper than I was in those days. Where do old Boy Scouts go? Work. Oh come on! I turned Norton off. Why are you bugging me? It's the first time it's happened. They need a YouTube channel. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I probably could be a troop leader pretty easily. Like I said, you just don't hear about the Boy Scouts anymore. I mean, nobody, they don't seem to be out there anymore. You'd see Boy Scouts all the time when I was a kid. I mean, when they do I think when they do the flag ceremony at those Fourth of July vlogs that I've done, I think those have always been Boy Scouts that held the flags. Or at least it was the year before. I don't think maybe it was this year. I think it was like some junior ROTC regiment or something like that was doing it. But I think it's been Boy Scouts in the past. But you just don't hear about that anymore. Do a virtual group and get a worldwide troop. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I've got the time to set up a Boy Scout YouTube channel though. And I would bet you there probably is one, out there already. What skills did I learn as an Eagle? Well, not necessarily learn as an Eagle Scout, but as a Boy Scout. I'll rephrase the question a little bit to show up in a hiking and camping uh, vlog. One of the things that we were encouraged to do was to learn how to try and to live out in nature. And so, when you go to summer camp and stuff like that, there would be like little activities where you'd learn how to do certain things, that would help you, survive in the wilderness. And one of those things was how to start a fire using flint and stone. And I had or flint and steel, and I had a flint and steel, and got to the point where I could actually start a campfire with those. In fact, there was a competition to do it, and different groups of boys from different troops all got together, and I was in one of those groups, and our group was the only one that actually managed to start the fire. No one else could do it because what they had, they gave you a little bit of kindling, they gave you some flint and steel, and stuff like that, and then they had like a couple sticks on either end of the fire pit with strings hanging across, and the goal was to create a fire big enough to burn both of the strings. And like I said, our group was the only one that managed to do it. But I also developed, and I'm thinking about this now. One of the other things that I kind of enjoy doing is archery. And the first time I ever did archery was in Boy Scouts. Also, I think the first time I ever fired a gun was in Boy Scouts. They had a target range. He's just like 22 shells that we were firing. So it was a little more than a BB gun, but it taught you how to operate, how to fire a gun. And that was the first time I ever did that. You have your grandmother's uniform from Campfire Girls. That's awesome. From 1902. That's insane. 120 years old. That's quite a treasure. Yeah, they say that the lake is down 15 feet now. I think I was saying it was down 9 feet when I was there a couple weeks ago. So yeah, it's now hopefully we're going to get a little bit of rain this week. There's rain in the forecast for Wednesday and Thursday. Hopefully that'll do something. Yesterday it was maybe a 10 or 12% chance. Today it's like a 40% chance for Wednesday and Thursday. So I don't know. We'll see. Someone said only 4% of Boy Scouts become Eagle Scouts. Maybe that's changed. They mentioned specifically in the ceremony that I had that it was 2%. Yeah, maybe that's increased, or maybe, who knows. It was 2% though at the time. In fact, one of the troop leaders who spoke at my ceremony said he hoped that our troop would at some point become a more than a 2% troop, or more than 2% of the boys became Eagle Scouts. And it was kind of cool because one of my friends at the time, the guy who, remember I told you that at one point, um, scouts of different ranks would get up and they'd hold up a card of the picture of the rank that they had, and they'd read off the requirements to do it. Well, it turns out one of my best friends at the time was a Life Scout. So he was inches away from becoming an Eagle Scout himself. And he was the one that read the requirements to be a Life Scout. Actually, he was the one that read the requirements to be the Eagle Scout because there wasn't anybody else there to do it. And he became an Eagle Scout just a few weeks after I did. So we had two of them within like a month, which was really cool. I have to clean the pool today. Oh boy, that sounds like fun. I let the robot do that. Lots of leaves. Yeah, that's one of the few problems I have with the pool is that there is that one tree that's really, really close to it. And fortunately, for the most part, the wind blows across the pool and then into the trees, so the leaves kind of blow away from the pool. But there are other trees nearby that are dropping leaves in the pool all the time too. Okay, we got another joke from Laura Lee here. Why doesn't a bike want to go anywhere? Because it's too tired. But I've seen Flash in her cave a little bit more, Actually, you're going to have to stay tuned because there's been some development on the cave situation, but you'll see that on a video on Thursday. Um, it actually starts on the Tuesday video. You'll start beginning to see where we're going with that. And while I was doing the video I shot on Tuesday, I said, you know what? I'm going to do something else, and that'll become the video I shoot on Thursday. So you'll see those on Tuesday and Thursday. There's videos about Flash in her cave. But yes, she is using her cave. She's still hiding under the trailer a little bit. I wasn't able to find her last night, so I haven't seen her yet today. So I don't know where she was last night, but I don't know. She'll pop up eventually. The main concern is that she gets out of the yard, and the longer she goes and stays in the yard, the more likely it is that she's not going to find her way out. But I still get paranoid with that. Made any salsa with my garden peppers? No, not this year. The garden peppers haven't produced anything this year, but I've made salsa with my own peppers in the past. So I have a vlog planned for today. I think what I'm going to do, I found a recipe online for instant pot gumbo that uses okra. And I've got so much okra right now, I want to start using it in something. I've been actually putting it in the freezer, and I think that's what's going to be the vlog for today. Have the cats visited Flash yet? No, I don't think they're aware she's here. The cats are indoors and Flash is outside. In fact, I think the only time Flash has actually been in the house was that day I put the GoPro camera on her and produced the day in the life of Flash video. Could make a pancake vlog, huh? Yeah, I guess. Not entirely sure about that, but maybe. I do like making pancakes with like blueberries or raspberries or stuff like that in there. Yeah, I check periodically to make sure. Most of the yard is flash proof because I put those bricks. You may recall about a year ago, I put those bricks around the perimeter fence so she couldn't dig under. Because what I find Flash does is that if there's a little bit of a gap between the fence and the ground, and she can see under there, she'll realize, okay, I'm going to start digging and see if I can get under there. But if she can't see anything, she'll just say, okay, that's a wall. There's nothing I can do. So if it goes all the way down to the ground, that's generally okay. What would the cats do if I let them outside? Sit at the door and meow to come back in. It's funny, actually. I used to let them out in the yard a little bit in California because they would actually go out and explore. But I kind of discouraged it too much because I didn't want them to get to the point where they felt really comfortable being outside because I didn't want them to try and get outside. And there was also an added issue. They'd go out and they'd eat the grass and then they'd come in and barf all over the house. So it'd be fun to make a Voodoo Ranger chili con carne, huh? Maybe. Send it to me, Susan. Yeah, I would love that because I do love shrimp. And one of the ingredients in this gumbo I'm looking for is is shrimp. So, and another one is okra. That's what I actually did. Is I went online and looked for okra instant pot recipes, and I found that looked good. So yeah, definitely send that to me, Susan. I'd like to see that. I'm open to, and I mean, if it's like something, when I think Mississippi, I think of like Creole, that's, I mean, that's more Louisiana and the likes, but anything that's spicy, Cajun, that uses okra or shrimp or anything like that, that's definitely a good move. Cats will suffer PSD. Yeah, well, maybe. I don't know how much of that they remember. I mean, they were just babies. They were 5 weeks old when I found them. Hot and tasty. Yeah, that sounds yummy. Definitely send that to me. That would be a funny vlog. I mean, one of these days, I keep threatening I'm going to bring real vodka onto the live stream and just see where things go. Am I still in contact with GBV? I mean, it got a little bit too much for me a while ago. About the time I started working at Disneyland, my money was really limited because I wasn't making enough to really support myself at the time. And about the same time, you know, it just got to the point where there wasn't enough time to get into the new thing, the get into one album before the next thing came out. It just got to be overwhelming. Um, at the beginning, Bob was involved with a couple of small labels, um, and they kind of put limits on to how much he could produce. So he produced one album a year, and that was what the contract stipulated, and that's what he did. Well, at one point, he got onto a record label, and one of the conditions was he could produce as much as he wants, and that really led to an explosion of material. And he went from releasing one album a year, one album every 2 years, to releasing three or four things a year. And he's a very prolific musician, a very prolific songwriter. But sometimes the songs begin to sound a lot alike when you have 10,000 of them. It gets to the point where there's only so many chord progressions that you can do, and it gets to the point where every song sounds like every other song. And Bob once jokingly said in a video that he could write five good songs while sitting on the toilet, and the three of them would be good. Well, I think when he opened up and started being able to release as many albums as he wanted, I think some of those other two songs ended up on the albums, and I think that's an issue. I'm still a fan of the stuff that I'm into, but basically, as far as I'm concerned, Guided by Voices kind of ended in about 2004. That was really when my interest in them started waning. And it's funny, it was right after the New York Times article, um, and that was one of the questions I got asked in that was, what do I think I would do if I ever started not liking the music? And I said, and I had to answer honestly, I don't know what I would do. Suzanne's checking out. Thanks for stopping in, Suzanne. Good talking to you. Sometimes drunk people can be funny, and it'd be safe because you'd just be watching it unfold on the screen here. Wouldn't have to deal with me getting violent or aggressive or anything like that, because the most violent and aggressive thing I can do is start beating up the laptop. All right, we're down to our last few minutes here. So if you've got some question you've been burning to ask here, now's your chance. Or else you have to wait till next week's live stream. Am I an engineer? No, not really officially. I mean, I have a strong interest in that, but I don't have any kind of education in that way. I've never seen YouTube say anything about drinking on a live stream. They don't want you taking drugs. They don't want you engaging in dangerous activity or doing things that are violent or aggressive or anything like that. And they definitely, absolutely, positively don't want you exercising your Second Amendment rights. Charlie Daniels just posted a great recipe for gumbo. Huh. Interesting. Drink up the vodka here. Almost done. I mean, I think the closest I've ever done to drinking and getting drunk on a vlog was that time I went to the Brotherwell Brewery and had that little cart with like 4 or 5 different samplers of beer. Yeah, I was a little tipsy at the end of that one. I remember thinking when I was doing that, man, I'm getting a little baked here. Because even though it was just little small glasses, the beers were high octane. Most of them were 7, 8, 9% alcohol. And so, after doing that, yeah, I was a little out there. Thanks, David. I appreciate that. I appreciate all of you for watching and supporting and commenting. And it's you guys are the reason I really do this. You know, and I am grateful for that. Okay, I didn't think Charlie Daniels was doing gumbo recipes. Is he dead? I don't know. Is he dead? That would be an interesting vlog. Charlie Andrews. Okay, from New Orleans. Did Bite come out yet? No, he's still in his room. He's probably taking a nap. He's funny that way. All right, that's the end of the water here. So last chance here. Last chance before we end this one. Cats are funny. Oh, that ain't that the truth. There are times that the cats do something where they're so clumsy and uncoordinated that you just can't help but laugh. I think one of them happened on a live stream. I think something fell over and made a loud bang, and both the cats are out here, and they both just were gone. Do I have a goal for growing the channel? No, not really. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. You know, the channel is growing on its own. One of the things, what I would love to do is figure out what it is that people connect with. I mean, I know people have said, well, I'm a nice guy and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, but I still don't understand what it is that people watch, which videos it is that people watch. And there's one thing that kind of blows my mind. I can't wrap my brain around, and that is the videos that I produce to get the least views are the ones that come with the biggest jump in subscribers. That video I did last night of the superhero thing at the Mayborn Museum, that of the last 10 videos, that's the least watch of my 10 videos. Okay, Susan's comment got blocked here. I guess I see why, but she said, hope Charlie Daniels is dead. They buried him. YouTube got triggered by that one. That was funny. But like I was saying, the videos that get the least views are the ones that usually accompany the biggest jump in subscribers. So I can't quite figure that out. Maybe there's people that just like watching videos that nobody wants to watch, and they say, "Oh, he produces videos that nobody watches. Let's watch his channel." I don't know. And then the ones that I think are the really great videos are the ones that don't seem to go anywhere. I don't know. I may never figure this out. Yeah, and that is really what this whole thing is about, was me, you know, getting my house ready to sell in California, moving to Texas, starting over. And it's been quite a journey. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Because you'd think that if it was related to that, you'd think that videos that get more views would result in more subscribers. Someone would come in and say, maybe somebody would come in new and say, "Oh man, I really like that video. I want to subscribe to that person." And and who knows? Maybe what's going on is my regulars aren't watching the videos, and maybe new people are. I don't know. Well, and that's what I try and do too. I don't want to be controversial. I'll tackle difficult subjects. I mean, I've done vlogs on David Koresh and the lynching of Jesse Washington and some of the disturbing things that have happened here. But yeah, I'm not trying to be controversial. And I want this to be something that's kind of safe for the family to watch. I take great pride that the Rhonda's girls, Charlotte and Logan, watch it, and Jessica too, watch this channel on a regular basis. And I really kind of want to make it something that's safe for them to watch. So, and who knows, maybe doing a vlog where I get drink vodka and get tanked. Maybe that will be too controversial for some people, but yeah, I mean that's sort of the point of the subscription is it's like you want to watch them over and over again, so you want them to appear on your list of things that so when they have a new video. I get that, yeah. It is a different kind of stream when Rhonda isn't here, but I miss having her here though. She's fun. It's funny, hearing the girls, hearing what the girls are doing. They're funny. But anyway, I think we've come to the end of this one, so I'm going to pull the plug on the video. Thanks everyone for watching. Hopefully, Rhonda and the girls will be here next week, and we can start this up and see where we go with it. So anyway, that's all I got for today. Thanks for watching. Good night, everyone.